Welcome to Broker's Boost. This is the show where ambitious mortgage agents like yourself learn the secrets of unlocking success in the dynamic world of mortgages. I'm your host, Calvin Keir, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Get a Better Mortgage. We're one of Canada's largest and highest volume brokerages with close to 200 agents and growing across this great nation. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your business to the next level, Broker's Boost is your go-to resource for expert advice and inspiration. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's dive into the world of mortgage success together. This is Broker's Boost, and I'm thrilled to have you along for the ride. Thanks for tuning in to Broker's Boost. Today's episode, we're going to work in velocity and look at how to set up your profile and your settings so you're good to go and to start to do business. All right, so let's dive right in. I'm in the user section, and you go up to the Me Gear button, click on Me, and you'll find I click on Settings, and it's going to take me directly into the user settings section of Velocity. You've got interfaces are the first things you're going to look at, and it's got multiple interfaces. First one is your email. The next one's your calendar. Twilio is going to allow you to text directly out of here to your clients. Then there's a Velocity API. You'll notice mine is active. I've got it interconnected to a CRM that we run as well as for the large brokerage with multiple users. Then Gravity and Velocity webhooks. The webhook is also connected through to my CRM. The one we're going to talk about today ultimately is your email. I'm going to recommend you get your email connected. If you're on Google Calendar, which I'm not on Google Calendar, so I won't be connecting that today. But I am on Outlook, and so I'm going to go ahead and connect my Outlook out to here. What this is going to allow me to do is, as I'm communicating with my clients directly from Velocity, I'm going to be able to see those emails in my Outlook as well and allow me to be able to communicate to them as well. So I'll get my email in here. All right, so that's there. I'm going to look here and go, what's my password? There it is. I can never remember my password. I have to have a book of all of them, how to keeps me on track with them, let me assure you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save that, and it should be all connected and tell me that I am connected. I am. So now my email's there. As I'm sending out information to my clients from Velocity and my client replies, that email will also copy directly into my Outlook as well, which is exactly what we're looking for. That's the only one I'm going to turn on here today, and stay tuned for other episodes, and we'll look at the other ones such as Twilio down the road. The next area is purchase products. If you're brand new, you probably don't need to worry about purchase products yet. These are, if you need to do an easy sign, such as eSign or DocuSign, you'll notice that I have those, and I utilize them out of here. I use the DocuSign version. Easy account allows us to be able to go into a client's bank account and get bank statements directly from their bank account. By doing that, a lender is going to look at it and go, oh, that's a good thing. They'll see that they're verified documents, and that will obviously put you to the top of the pile when we look at a lender. Mortgage fraud or fraud for shelter is a big thing, and a lot of people out there, their documents are maybe tampered with. And as a mortgage agent broker, you always run the risk of somebody getting that by you, pulling a fast one. And if a lender catches it, then they look at you as saying, hey, did you know? And so anytime you can get verified documents, you want to do that. And I'd highly recommend that service. It does cost a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, as you grow your business, you'll see that it's an expense worthwhile. And ultimately, as you can see, I've got those as well. We've just topped them up in our office And I share these amongst the team as well. So they were just done. Property validation, we'll show you what that looks like a little bit later on. But property validation allows you to make sure that you've got all the correct information for a lender on a property. Now you can take it from the MLS and you can type it all out as long as the MLS is correct. You don't need the property validation, but the property validation definitely is a lot quicker and is certified through FCT. A little while ago, we used to be able to get NOAs directly from CRA. They've put a stop to that. You need to be an accountant right now for that to happen. You need to be certified for that. But as I understand, it's possible that it'll be coming back to us and we'll be able to get NOAs. So if you look at it, back to the easy account, I can get bank statements this way and I can get tax information here. I'm in pretty good shape that I know that I've got verified documents, and a lender is going to look at that in a much better way for you as well. E-sign options. So if you have a team, people that work with you, you're able to share those. And as you can see, I share them with 3 members of my team as well. Property validation. So again, back to being able to type things in easily. I've shared those as well. And you've got that option if you have an assistant and so on, or there's a team of you, you can all share those and that'll save some money for everybody on there. NOAs, as you can see, there's nothing shared because that's not an option that's available right now, but we hope to see that come back very, very soon. General option, so days of park deals, 120 days. A park deal is ultimately a deal that's deleted. You can't delete a file. Ultimately, a file that's deleted because of credit bureaus and such, they have to remain in the system. So we really can't delete something, but it is parked. The brokerage has access down the road, but it is ultimately parked in your system for 120 days, and the brokerage has it after that. Of course, if you want it to be included, we could include it. I have it turned off. All right. Notifications. So how do you want to receive notifications? Do you want to receive notifications by email for every SMS message? Yes, that'd be great. SMS is the Twilio. Notify intro message center for every SMS reply. Yes, we want that as well. And when we do turn on our Twilio, which I'll show you in another episode, that's where this will come into play as well. Calendar option. So when you log in, you have a calendar. It'll tell you basically any pre-approvals that you might have, any birth dates, the pre-approval states, anniversaries. I used to think, why do we know when somebody's married and their anniversary? Well, it's not their wedding anniversary or their job anniversary. It's their anniversary of their mortgage that you may have done for them. So if it's a 1-year anniversary, we've got an opportunity to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, just want to say, hey, thanks. I know it's been a year. Just want to reach out, say hello, and just want to make sure you're doing okay, doing an emotional check-in with them. And we'll get into what those are all about in another episode when we look at automation and your workflow, along with ultimately your database management. Maturities. Maturity is obviously a great resource. Why? Because that means that the mortgage that you've arranged for them is coming up for maturity and they're going to need a new one. Great opportunity to reach out to them and go from there. You can run reports from Velocity, which we'll show you in another episode, but ultimately you'll know when something is coming up for maturity here as well. Closing dates as well. So you get something coming up in closing, you want to make sure you see that in your calendar option. And if you have somebody that has a condition of finance, you want to know when they need to remove that condition of finance, and you need to make sure you've got an approval for them. Those will show up in your calendar as well. And the last one is pre-approval rate expires. So when you get a pre-approval, which is generally about 90 days, pre-approval rate, when it's ready to expire, you will end up with a notification there as well. All right, email. As you'll see here, I've already put my email in here. So my signature, I highly recommend everybody should have a professional email. You should have a professional email. And if you go into our site, we actually have a template for you. As you can see, this is Get a Better Mortgage. You go to Agent Resources. All of you should have received a login. And there we go. I'm going to go marketing material, top right, and email signature template. And there we go. And there's the GABM signature template. You can go ahead and copy and paste that. The apply now, we'll talk about what that is shortly in this episode as well. All right, so copy and paste that. As you can see, I've already got mine in here, and there you go. Conditions and documents. This is super, super important. We're going to talk about some smart conditions today, but ultimately, this is what this area really sets Velocity apart from other types of programs that allow you to communicate to the lender. This is a great option. Default added conditions as a condition requirement. Yes, go ahead. Default email notes as agent internal instead of customer external. You can leave that off. Post to the message center if a document is uploaded. Sure, you'll get a little message that will come up for you. Send an email if a document is uploaded. Post to the message center if a deal is assigned to you. That's fine. You're also going to be, if you click here, send an email if a deal's assigned to you. And I'll show you what that means in another episode when we get into the deals themselves. All right, so that's what yours should look like as well. Deal dashboard, I'd go ahead and check off all of them. Ultimately, you know, that's you're going to want to see the status of all of those deals. And notifications, same thing. There's my check marks. Submit to external CRM. Again, unless you've got an external CRM and you don't have it connected through an API, you would check that off, but all of you should be fine from that. This is how I have my deal set up. You can go ahead and, you know, copy, push pause and follow that, or, you know, if at the end of the day, if you want to change any of these, you can just slide them up and around. But that's ultimately how I look at it. The note section is really, really important for me. And in this area, my pinned notes, if an underwriter, one of our team members leaves me a pinned note, that's going to be the very first thing that I see, and it's big and bold. It's going to tell me what they might have talked to a client in case I need to reach out and talk to the client. It's a good way to communicate. And also remind yourself when you're talking to the client, especially even if you work by yourself, pinned notes are great, because let's say you talk to somebody today and you kind of hinted at where an interest rate might be for them. And then a week from now, you haven't talked to them, and then you come back and you're talking to them again and go, oh my goodness, what did I tell them in your pinned notes? And we'll seal that in deal flow later on when we look at it in another episode. So, but anyways, that's why I leave it up top. All right, that's the order I use. Okay, new application. So that's deal order and then new application. Again, basically identical. I don't change it. Some agents out there, you know, they want to see the mortgage request on top when it's a deal. Not me. This is how I leave it. You can always change it later. All of these are easily done later on. All right, and that's it. So that is our entire section under user settings. I'm going to go ahead now and click on me again. I'm going to hit on profile. This will be the last section we work on today, but ultimately, this is the last area before we start looking at deals themselves. This area you're going to need to do a little more work with me though. All right, so my recommendation, client experience. So what is client experience? Client experience is an opportunity for you to send one of your clients, potential client, by the way, not a client, potential client, an application for them to complete online. And so you're going to send it directly from here, and I'll show you how to do that in another episode. But we need to set it up before we can even do that. So we're going to set that up today. All right. This, I've changed mine a little bit in the client portal. You'll notice I've also uploaded our logo. Again, back to the marketing material. You can see you can get the logos from here, right? Go ahead and upload that in. This area here, I've added a little bit of extra. I think an area that I add. Thank you again for taking the time to complete the application. Every lender that we work with has a different set of documents that will require from us to confirm the data within your application. Therefore, please upload the requested documents as outlined in the list below. If you have any questions or comments, please fill in the box at the bottom. And then, of course, it continues on. Once you've uploaded everything, then you can please click complete. You can leave yours as default, or you can follow this. Again, go ahead and click your smart Smart rules, your easy account access, referrals, and life insurance. These are defaults that are going to allow your clients, potential clients, as they're filling in applications. Number one, smart rules. Smart rules are basically if they are self-employed, it's going to tell them what documents we need for self-employed people. If they're purchasing a home, what documents do we need for purchasing? If they are refining, what documents do we need for refining? And so on. I think you're catching on, and we'll deal with that in a few minutes as well. Easy account, again, that's about having access to their bank accounts. If you don't have access to it because you haven't paid for it, and you pay per transaction and you buy them in bulk, then you can leave that one turned off. And that's something you can consider as your business grows down the line as well. Referrals, always leave it on. It's a good idea. The referral section is going to tell you who sent that client. And you're going to be able to look at it later and remember, oh my goodness, I got to make sure I reach out to that person and thank them for the referral once this client really becomes a client. The last section is life insurance. We want to look at life insurance because as part of the mortgage process, we need to offer a life insurance package for our clients or end all disability and mortgage insurance. And so knowing whether they have life insurance early on is really, really important. The last one here, as you'll see, is your app URL. Remember, I said in your signature line, and it says apply here. If you copy this, which I've done right here, I click copy, and it's a link, a hyperlink. So if I was to just install that in a hyperlink, it's going to go ahead and take me to an online application. This is that online application that is part of your client experience. Now, we're able to send it one of two ways, and we'll get into that in another episode, but I just wanted to show you that's what that is. And if you understand how to do a hyperlink in your signature, this is the hyperlink that you would use in your signature. All right. All right. Now we're going to get into client experience templates. It comes with three. It comes with purchasing a new property, comes with refinancing, and comes with a renewal. I'm going to suggest you want a second one or fourth one. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy the new purchase one. One of the things that happens quite a bit today is people are looking for what is called a pre-approval. And so we will do a pre-approval application. And not congratulations on your new home because I haven't won it yet, but you can say something to the effect of, thank you for letting me help you with your next dream home. And we'll just fix my spelling. And there you go. Thank you for, there you go. And so that'll be on top. Again, obviously we're not finding a new home. We're going to be here. And I'm going to go here and paste. Bad stuff. I wanted to keep the same font. Not sure if it's going to let me. There we go. And then everything else in here is fine. There's nothing in here that talks about a new home versus pre-approval. So you're good to go. And my signature, as you can see, is already pasted there. And we don't need any documents added, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume that that is good to go. All right. And it auto saves, by the way. Okay. So now we're going to look at smart conditions. In here, let's just look at what the conditions are there. We're going to get rid of purchase documents because we really don't have any purchase documents. We're going to look at income documents. Let's see if they have income documents. I don't think they do. And we're just going to leave that blank and we will deal with that further down in here. All right. Now we're going to get into conditions, smart conditions. Smart rules. So income. So if I need a pay stub, what type of person do I need a pay stub for? Somebody who's employed. If they're self-employed, then they don't have a pay stub. Self-employed does not have a pay stub, but anybody else who does. So salaried employee has a pay stub. Hourly employee has a pay stub. Who needs a letter of employment? Again, everybody that's employed. Not every lender asks for a letter of employment, but most do, and we need it. In most cases, we only need one pay stub, but some lenders look for two. T1 General. T1 General is the document that your accountant or yourself or whoever does your taxes completes, and it's called a form, T1 General full version. We need a copy of that if you receive OAS, if you receive a pension, if you receive a survivor's benefit, CCB, child support, CPP, spousal support, or if you're currently self-employed. Self-employed, this is how we're proving how they receive their income. And anyone else who receives one of these benefits, also we need a T1 General full version. And in most cases, we need two of them. We need their last two T1 Generals. All right. Next, we need T4s. Well, who do we need a T4 from? Well, we need a T4 from anybody who receives a bonus, overtime, commissions, multiple income, employed, and is seasonal or part-time. If you receive a salary and the salary is the same every year, we don't need your T4 because ultimately your pay stub today is going to be the same as adding up your T4 for the last 2 years. But if you receive a bonus, yes, most definitely, we want that. NOAs, who do we want NOAs from? Well, for me, I have it turned off. You can see everything's grayed out here. I'm going to go get the NOAs if I need it, and I don't always need it. I'm going to say probably 30% of the lenders ask for it, so I don't like to burden my clients too much up front. Same with business financials. I could say if I wanted, if I said, hey, I want the self-employed people, send me your financials. But again, they may feel that's a little over, a little too much to start with. So I turn that off. If I need to go back and get some more, I will. If somebody's been divorced or separated, I most definitely need their separation agreement. And NOA consent, again, if we were allowed, we would check that box. The last one is support. So anybody getting child support or spousal support, we check that off. All right, down payment. If somebody's getting a gift letter, we turn that off. Why? The gift letter is coming from the bank. We don't know what bank they're going to be using yet, so we leave that turned off. Bank statements, most definitely. If we have a down payment, I want to know where it is. If they have a savings account, I could turn that off if I wanted, but ultimately, down payment, I'm looking for a copy of the bank statements, and I'm looking for 90 days from today. Really important, there's a big difference between a bank statement and a bank, we'll call it activity report. In most cases, a bank statement has to have the client's name, their address, and the account number, along with the date, and 90 days is required. Last one here is the agreement of purchase and sale. If they're selling a property or they're using it for down payment, we need that for them as well, okay? Last thing is closing costs. Again, I'm not too worried about that right now. If I've got the down payment one, that's going to kind of cover my closing costs as well. I don't want to add too much more. Then we look at groups. So again, here's the groups that we talked about a little bit earlier. Again, I don't have anything for a pre-approval, which is fine. Ultimately, once we look at a deal, we can go back to the client and go ahead and ask. So there's our smart conditions. Those are turned on, or they call them smart rules. Okay. Last one is customized conditions. I'm going to recommend that you won't do anything in this area at all. Ultimately, we don't want to make it too burdensome for our client. Ultimately, we just leave it blank. Last area is MPP insurance. MPP insurance is the insurance that we use for mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance is not the same as CMHC or Genworth or Sagen, as it's better known today, or Canada Guarantee. MPP mortgage insurance is for life and disability on the individuals that the mortgage is with. I'm going to go ahead and put my information in here. Obviously my name and phone number. Address, you're going to use 642 the Queensway. Everybody uses this address. No other address is used, okay? 642 the Queensway, Toronto, Ontario. There's our postal code, and we're in Canada. Last area, Velocity CRM, you're going to put your name. I use Cal because I'm licensed both ways, Calvin and Cal. I've got my Facebook. I actually use the Get a Better Mortgage Facebook. I have my personal LinkedIn, Twitter, I don't use Twitter in any way, so I let Newton use theirs, which is fine with me. I don't actually post the Twitter to any of my social media stuff that we use out of Velocity anyways. So I just ultimately leave blank. Instagram, we're using Get a Better Mortgage. And then YouTube, we have obviously this YouTube channel, which is new, and I've put that in here as well. All right. Last thing is you go ahead and upload your picture. I'm going to slide that over here just for a second. And let's just see if I can pull that here. Marketing. Let's see if it'll just let me drag it over. Nope, it doesn't like it. So let me see if I can upload it here. Marketing, else pictures. I don't know which is which, but we're going to take this one. Let's see how it looks. There we go. So now my photo's in there. That's it, everybody. I've now finished my settings area and my profile, and I'm ready to start doing business. That's it for this episode. Tune in for more, and we'll walk through different areas of Velocity. But you should be ready to go, and look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in today. Tune in next time to Brokers Boost, and we're going to work in Velocity and learn how to work on client experience and send out an application.